Okay, can everyone hear me? I don't understand why my camera is in the wrong location. Hello? Okay, so why don't you go ahead and drop in the chat where you are from while I reposition everything here. Hello in the Dominican Republic. Anyone else? Yes, it is afternoon here. It's lunchtime here in the US Eastern Time. And hello. All right. So I am trying to figure out here, they changed the live stream and I have a presentation to share with you. I just cannot figure out for the life of me how to share this with you all. So let me try this here. Okay, popped the chat out. That is helpful. And all right. I'm happy to review your accent. Thank you all for being here. All right. And can everyone hear me okay? And hello, Maria. All right. Well, even though we are having some technical difficulties, I'm having technical difficulties because I cannot figure out how to share my screen. We're going to just go ahead. I just wanted to touch base quickly with everyone here. And I'm actually going to try to pull this up on my phone too to see how this is looking. This is something I want to start weekly, which is having a question and answer with you all to answer any questions that you have. I'm also thinking about changing things up a little bit and maybe doing like a weekly class. And I'm thinking of doing smaller group, maybe on Facebook, so that those of you who are interested could get a little bit more help with that. All right, so I'm checking on my phone here. Thanks for bearing with me with all of this new stuff. Oh, there I am. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So everything's working. I just cannot figure out how to share my screen. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through my presentation with you verbally, and then for next week, I'll try to figure out how this is working. Okay, someone's saying they'd like to have Zoom. Okay, I can see how that would work. I do use GoToMeeting, which I love, and I'm thinking about doing that as well. The thing that's nice about Facebook is that a lot of people are already on the platform and it's sort of easy for people to join. You would be shocked how many problems I have with virtual classes, even though everything works so much better now than it did before. There are always issues with people logging into certain platforms, which makes it a little more difficult. All right. So let's see here. Moving my coffee, important things. All right. So lessons that we've been having a lot recently are the shorts. So let's start there and talking about the shorts. This week so far, my Facebook name is @TarleSpeech. Let me put that in the chat. And actually, @TarleSpeech is kind of the easiest way to find me on all social media. I am on LinkedIn. I have a company page there. I am also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I post to Flipboard, and I've just started posting to Pinterest for all of you crafters out there and people who are into fixing up their houses and things. I find a lot of people go there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to look back at these classes too query. Yes, you can say query. That is perfect. Okay. So, been doing a lot of shorts. I'm really loving this format. This week we had reciprocity, resilience, myriad, and today was banquet. So, what are you all thinking about the shorts? Is everyone loving those? Do you think that I need to change anything? I think the biggest complaint that I'm getting from people, and I'm sorry, is that it takes a little bit of time, even though they're such short lessons, to get those going. And then also, I just get so many requests, and I do really try to get to all of the requests. It just takes me a while. So thank you all for your patience on that. So loving the shorts, that's great. Okay. I do have a preview for next week. And for next week, we have bouquet, inalienable, and coerce. So those are some good shorts that are coming up. Okay. Let me just check the questions here again. Can you stress the ow sound? Martin, can you give me a little more information on that? I'm not 100% sure what you are asking, and I will definitely try to get back to that. Oh my gosh, Eddie, thanks telling me I'm just like seeing it. I'm trying. I didn't want you to see this mess behind me. I had this cute little vignette set up over here, you can see, but my computer did not cooperate. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's number one, the shorts. It sounds like people are really liking those. I like them. I think it really it gives people a short, quick way to practice. So with a lot of my students that I'm seeing currently, their biggest issue is just practicing and time to practice, because it does take a lot of mental space just to remember to do that. And so I always suggest, please subscribe on social media. Again, it's at Tarle Speech to subscribe to me on most social media channels. And you will get a daily reminder to practice just by watching a video. Even if you don't watch the video, it kind of like, pops into your head like, oh yeah, I've got to practice my English and my pronunciation today. So that's really good to do that. And the shorts, again, they're short and quick. I love it. And that sort of, for those of you who are new to my channel, that is really what I've always been really interested in, is short and quick. So when I started, I had the minute of speech, and those were very short lessons. Again, they've gotten longer over the years as I've gotten more technical questions. And, that's just always been my driving force, is just short and quick and free on YouTube. I want to always keep it free so that people who can't afford my classes, or English classes for that matter, can practice each week with my lessons. Not only can you practice your pronunciation with me, which is sort of the crux of my channel, but you can also really practice your listening. So you can try to listen to the video a few times and see if you catch more and more each time you listen to those. Okay, so it sounds like people are liking the shorts. Again, funny and practical, so thank you. And thank you for the compliment that you like my accent. I appreciate that. Carmen, I do offer private coaching classes. Information is on my website, and let me pop that into the chat. So there you go. I sell my classes in packages of 5. And the reason I do that, again, I know everyone's busy. And that way you can take about 5 classes, really get some great information, and go and practice on your own. My classes are all a coaching model. I teach you what to do, and then you go off and you practice to make it a habit. My classes that I offer are for sounds, which are vowels and consonants. I suggest most people start there. And then I move into word stress and syllable stress and stress exception rules. And then the last class is on intonation and pitch. And I'm actually going to add some information. I've been doing more and more on voice in that class. And that really helps people sound a lot clearer and avoids misunderstandings, which again is kind of what I'm all about, which is just being practical. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be clear and get your point across. Okay. Let me peek back again. Where did I attend college? I went to Kent State University, which is not a big university in Ohio. College was kind of new in my family. Not a lot of people had gone before me. My brother started going to college, and all of my cousins went to college. So it's not a really well-known university, but I got a great education, and it led me here to all of you. Can I say Dominican Republic? Sure. Ready? I'm going to say it 3 times. Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic. So with that, you want to stress the word number 1, Dominican, and then unstress Republic, word number 2, Dominican Republic. Inevitable is pronounced inevitable. 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 My class is not on Zoom that I teach. Currently, I do use GoToMeeting, which I really, really like because it provides a recording and a transcript after, a written transcript for everyone to review again. I can use Zoom if people want. I've also really been liking Teams because a lot of my business clients use Teams, and so it just is easier for them to hop onto Teams. It's already on their computers. Oh, Candy, that's the nicest comment, and I'm a blessing in your life. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I also just want to say you are also amazing. 99% of the comments that I get on my channel are questions or really nice comments, and I really appreciate it because this is a labor of love. I love doing this. I love that I can offer this free service to everyone on YouTube and that you can come and just learn every day with me this summer. I think I have videos scheduled through the end of the end of September, every single day, just because I got such great questions from everyone. Let's see. All right. I'm not an English professor. I'm actually a speech language pathologist by training. So not only do I do this, I also work with children oftentimes. And I work on many things with them. I've worked in schools. I've worked in clinics and in hospitals. I work a lot on pronunciation and just general language. I've also done some communication devices, which I really, really love for students and children who are nonverbal. Mr. Devil, hey, how are you? You give me so many good suggestions. Okay. Inquiry and inquiry, I think they're exactly the same. I think one is the British spelling. All right. And then Mr. Dash, Mr. Purple Dash, I think you're a man. I don't know, maybe you're a woman. We is pronounced just like the word we, and I have that on my list to make a video. Okay, right and white. Here's my tip here. Watch my mouth for white. This is for GRCK. White. And then I'm going to go to those square tense lips for right. White, right. So for white, my tongue is just flat on my mouth. White. And for right, the tip of my tongue is down. You can also flip your tongue back. It just kind of depends on the person. Okay, same for rows and woes. Again, think about square tense lips. Don't pucker too much for the R. That leads to mistakes. Okay, Akshat, I just made a video for sandwich. You have 2 choices. You can say sandwich or sandwich. So you can either say the D or skip the D. whichever you prefer. Okay, you can understand me completely. Thank you, Helmer. I think one of the reasons is that I work with people who don't speak English as their native language. I also work with people who don't have the best hearing, or people who may struggle with language in general. So I always aim to overpronounce. I also aim to pause more. And I also really try to focus on a focus word, which is one word in my sentence that is louder, longer, and higher, which kind of highlights what I am talking about. Yeah. Minerva, I highly recommend that you tell someone trusted at work. In the US, I mean, most people's families are, of course, originally from the US. So most people in the US know people who don't speak English as their first language. So we don't want to embarrass anyone by saying, oh, that was wrong. But if you tell someone, they will for sure help you and tell you what you said incorrectly. One of my favorite stories, I worked with a few doctors from South America, and they struggled with their pronunciation. They were native Spanish speakers, and they were so embarrassed by it. They didn't tell anyone. They finally told the office where they worked, all the secretaries and the nurses and even the pharmacists. And then they got lists of words to work on. So that was really helpful, but you just have to tell people, and then they will help you. HR4. Oh yeah, I've been doing this a very long time. I think I've been on YouTube. Oh gosh, I can't even remember how long now, but I've been doing pronunciation training for like 17 years. Indubitably, sidewalk walker is indubitably. That's a funny word. I'm sorry if I'm missing some of you. This is going kind of fast. Inextricable for Eddie, inextricable. Minerva, sorry about that. Find a different person and just kind of ask again. Oh my gosh, biceps. And I don't know this other word. Breaky? I'll look that up. I'll write that down. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think most people appreciate a good accent in the US. And again, if someone asks you where you're from, I think people are just sort of intrigued by it. And it's a very common sort of conversation in the US to be like, oh, where was your family from? Because again, most of us were not born here. Our families were not originally from the US. Let's see. All right. My Spanish, I'm better at reading than I am at listening and speaking. It's embarrassing. I've taken so many years of Spanish. I also practice my Spanish with my language learning apps, and I'm just afraid to speak it, which isn't that how it always is? I mean, I hear that from all of my students. It's just, I get nervous. Let's see. Hello in Brazil. Let's see. What are my plans for the channel? I'm continuing with my heteronym lessons for the weekly for a while. I found a bunch of them. People are really, really liking those, and I think really surprised by those. And heteronyms are words that are spelled the same, but they are pronounced differently, and they have different meanings. And I'm going to give you a little preview of those that are coming up in a bit. I also want to continue with as many shorts as I can get to. And then 2 for Tuesday. 2 for Tuesday, homophones. Those have been a fan favorite for a long time. I plan to continue with those. And I really want to do some more lives, maybe once a month. And like I said, really expand into some small group classes. I'm getting a lot of requests for classes, and I know my fees are a little pricey for some people. And so I want to offer some different options. I'm also planning on redoing all of my workbooks Right now, you can get all of my workbooks that have accompanying audio on Google Play. I also have them in Teespring, which is linked below. Actually, you can see my store on YouTube. All of these are actually linked below. I have products on iTunes for different language groups. To be honest, it's really a struggle to keep up with the iTunes store and the requirements and the changing software, but I'm trying my best. And let's see, what else do I have going on? Just continuing with classes. I want to do that a little bit more. Also, if anyone is interested, now that we're sort of emerging from the pandemic and things are opening up, I did a lot of in-person classes pre-pandemic. I am willing to travel to your country if you want to host a group. In fact, I would love to do that. So keep me posted, reach out if you're interested in that. I'm also willing to do like some guest spots. Like if you're teaching a big class in a different country, I've done like a virtual guest speaker for like 15 minutes or so. Okay, Martin, I have a video for the word August, which is the month. It's also a person's name. You can find that by searching my channel. Author is for author. Quick tip. When you have an O-R at the end of the word, we typically say author, doctor. So just remember, we usually say and then authentic. You can say authen with an N, ick, or authentic with the T. Both are okay. So for that AU, it's only one sound. Typically. August, author, authentic. Weather and weather are exactly the same. I have a video for that. You can search for that, Helmer. Inextricable, Eddie, thank you for reposting that. I think you said that before and I missed it. Okay, I'm drinking coffee. A little bit of coffee in my favorite cup here. I usually drink black coffee, but right now I have a little cream in it since this is like my 5th cup of the day. Hello, Bilal. And have I met a celebrity? No, I don't think so. Let's see. Swamped. That's a great word. No, we do pronounce the W in that, swamped. T for that ED. Hola in Spanish. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Mr. Devil, someone help me, you young people out there. I have no idea what this Discord thing is, but I'm happy to try new things. Just let me know. Okay, for the state, Oregon, that E is going to be a schwa, the Oregon. Other than English, I do know sign language. Again, I used to know more. I forgot a lot since I don't really use it. That's the language I studied in college. I do speak some Spanish. Again, it's terrible. And right now I am doing, just because I think it's fun, I'm studying French on Duolingo. And I've also studied some Japanese. Again, I don't speak any of them fluently. I do just love languages. One of the biggest things I wanted to do in life, and maybe will still do someday, is go and live in a country so I can actually become more fluent. I feel like that's where I'm really not able to get there. And now with a family, it's just a lot harder to find time to practice and to go and do something like that. Beach. Have a video on this. Long E, smile, beach, and then relax your cheeks and your mouth for bitch. Beach, bitch. I also have sheet and shit. Those are 2 of my first videos. Thank you, Ivan. I am pretty much going to keep the channel the way it is. I find that I'm more concerned about content and not sort of keeping up with all the latest trends. That being said, I do try to keep up with trends in terms of now YouTube is doing a lot of shorts and pushing that. So I try to do that because that's what a lot of people want. I did just put some videos on TikTok. I'm not getting a lot of traction on there, but again, it's there in case somebody wants it. Oh my gosh, you're so funny that I'm a celebrity. Thank you. Let's see. And my daughter is doing well. She has a presentation at school today. Fingers crossed. She does really, really well on that. She's kind of shy. I don't think I'm going to be able to get her to do a cartwheel. Oh, Oregon versus Oregon. Let me write that down. So the difference here, Minerva, is Oregon has 3 beats, Oregon, and Oregon has 2. Oregon, 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 Oregon. I do take installments. After you take one package, which I do allow 2 installments for that, then you can pay class to class if you want just to do one at a time. I do like Duolingo. I don't think it's the best. I like it because it's free and it makes me practice every day and I learn vocabulary. There is some speaking practice there. I don't think it's bad. I think it's great. Like it's quick and it's easy and it's a good reminder every single day. You're not missing anything on TikTok if it's banned in India. I find it challenging. I get confused with what they feed up to me because some of the stuff I'm like, this is not interesting to me at all. Oh, Wilson, thank you. I do try to get better every day with my teaching and I do try to change things up. Sidewalk Walker, I love your username. A bottle of water. Is a schwa, a bottle. Or I'm going to use a D, which is that flap T there. Bottle of, again, I'm using the schwa with a V. Bottle of water. A bottle of water. I'm using the flap T, which I say is a quick D. A bottle of water. 3. Okay. That is not an easy word, Marco. So for this word, stick your tongue out for that TH. 3. So I have my tongue out. I pull it in as the air keeps going, and then I point it down from my R. When the R is down in the front, tongue is up in the back. 3. I have a video if you search it for that. I've been to a lot of places in the US. I love the US. We love national parks in my family, so I've been to a lot of those. I'm working on getting to all 50 states. I'm close. Long videos, that's a challenge. I got to be honest. I've tried that. I have some 30-minute classes on here. I just don't get a lot of the traction for those, and they take a lot of work. Oh, Minerva, I wrote your words down today. Bummed, ends with a D. Bum, B-U-M, and then add a D. Bummed, bumped. So I'm going to say bumped. So I'm going to add that P and T for bumped, bumped, bumped. Okay. Okay, here's the sentence. The mom bought her daughter a bottle of water. The mom bought her daughter the bottle of water. Not, I have this video on my list too. Not open your mouth in a wide oval versus nut, which has a more closed and relaxed mouth. Okay, bottle butter. So this is for Wilson. Bottle butter. So you can see I'm opening my mouth more for bottle, and then butter, it's more closed. Here's another tip for that L and E. You want to say an O at the end of that word. So like my name, Jennifer Tarle, Jennifer Tarle, bottle. You can contact me on all social media platforms at Tarle Speech. And thank you, Frank. That's so sweet. Okay, I could probably improve my thumbnails. You are right. Maybe for those longer videos. And we'll see how this goes. I'm kind of liking this format of questions and answers. Again, I did have a presentation. I'm going to do a little research. YouTube has really changed the live feature. It used to be very easy for me to share my screen. So I'm going to look into that to see what I can do for that for next time. So let's see. Before I go, I just wanted to wrap up with stay tuned. Let me get my list here. I have a lot of videos coming up. So I have bouquet tomorrow, which is a short, perfect and perfect for a heteronym on Friday. And actually, good news for all of you, my heteronyms are going to continue at least through the end of the year. And I think even after that, inalienable, coerce, consecutive, cough, cuff, an economy, recession, appointment, inflation, economics or economics. Those are all shorts that are coming along with nothing. That's through the end of the month. For my heteronyms, again, perfect and perfect, sake and sake. Again, I'm pronouncing it the American way. I know all of my Japanese speakers. Please accept my humble apologies. I know it's more sake, not sake. That's how we say it in the US. And resume and resume. Again, to all my French speakers, your language is so beautiful. I know I'm probably not saying resume the way that you would, but that video is coming up too. And then for Tuesday, for homophones, I have coral and coral, suede and suede. Minerva, all languages are hard. I swear, it's such a challenge, but hang in there. You can do it. Just a couple more questions here. Z rocks. So that X, we say the letter Z rocks. Okay, and Norbert, we talked about this a little bit. I really strive to be super clear. I overpronounce my words and I pause more. Each and every one of you can do that to be clearer and better understood right away. So I'm going to wrap it up. We're already over time. Super quick. Please pop in the chat. Should I continue with these weekly questions and answers? What do you think? Should I keep it? And Wilson, you really can. If you are a Spanish speaker, I'm totally surmising from your where you're living. The biggest thing for you is really to work on that rhythm. English has a different rhythm than Spanish. So both my Spanish and my Japanese speakers, think about the rhythm and the music of English. Stretch some sounds. Make some sounds longer. In Spanish and in Japanese, all of the sounds and the syllables tend to be the same length. So it sounds more like this, whereas English has a much different rhythm. My family, I have family from Croatia and Poland, both. So that's where my people are from. And I think that is it. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate your patience as I try to figure out this streaming. I haven't done a stream in a really, really long time. I think I'm going to schedule one, for the coming weeks here. And if you have any questions, please just go ahead, drop them in the chat or put them under the community tab on my channel where I had this course listed, and I will get back to you. So thank you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And Norbert, hello in Romania. Some of my favorite students were from there. And I'm having a great week, and I'm looking forward to, we're close to the weekend. We're getting there. So, okay, everyone, have an amazing rest of the week and a good weekend, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.